Welcome. Make sure to like, comment, follow, subscribe. Give me a follow on Facebook at Chatty Cathy. This one is tough for me because yesterday when I read the news that Carolyn Bryant passed away, the woman responsible for Emmett Till's death, the only thing I could say was wow. Like there was no other feeling, no other emotion other than wow. Now granted, when someone loses a life, I think of their family and things of that nature, but with her, the only thing I could actually say was wow. So if you don't know, Carolyn Bryant, the woman responsible for Emmett Till's death, Emmett was born July 25th in 1941 and was brutally murdered, mutilated in Mississippi, all because of Carolyn's accounts. Emmett's mother, Miss Mamie Till, was amazing. Her strength like no other. His father, Emmett's father, was in the United States Army during World War II, although they would never meet. One thing that struck me with Mama Till, in which she was remembering her son and his mutilated body, is that she noticed that there were only 2 teeth with the crime that was committed to him, and she always took pride in his teeth because he had such good teeth. But here, a mother has to recognize that her son only had 2 teeth remaining. What's concerning to me to this day is that still no one is held responsible for the murder of Emmett Till. Granted, Carolyn Bryant is deceased. Her husband, who partook in the murder and confessed to the crime, died of bone cancer, a slow death. His brother, who also contributed, died a slow death, but there were others present. There was even 2 African American young boys that worked for the Bryants that were on the truck that came to take Emmett Till out of his home on that fateful day. And it's concerning to me because I'm sure that some of these people are still alive. In fact, Carolyn Bryant's sons are both still alive, and their life is guarded. Their privacy is guarded. Granted, I've done some digging and I know where they've worked over the years and things of that nature, but I always wonder with things like this, where you know what your parents were responsible for, what's your take on that? How do you feel about that? That your mother was responsible for this crime, that your father was responsible for this crime. Nonetheless, on August 24th, 1955, Emmett and a group of young teenagers entered the Bryant's grocery store to get a few refreshments after picking cotton. Till purchased some bubble gum. Now, the reports here is where it gets a little shaky. Some says he whistled, some says he flirted, but none would ever be confirmed, ever. Carolyn told her husband of this, and 4 days later at 2:30 in the morning on August 28th, 1955, Roy Bryant, her husband, and his brother J.W. Milliam kidnapped Till from the Moses Wright's home. He was beaten brutally. He was forced to carry a cotton gin fan around his neck, which is estimated to weigh about 25 pounds. He was shot in the head, his eyes was gouged, and he was discarded in the river as if he was trash or fish bait. The uncle, I always wondered if the uncle in the family, because the uncle that was visiting from Mississippi was returning, and Emmett begged his mother to let him go. And I know that's something that probably, haunted her for years. What if he never went to Mississippi for that summer? What if he never went? What if he never came? Now, despite of all of this, Emmett Till's mother was so strong that she forced an open casket because she wanted the world to see what was done to her son, the condition of his body, what these murderers did to her son, what damage they done. She wanted the world to see. Now, during the trial, Black people weren't allowed to serve jury duty. So the husband and the brother, they were tried before an all-white, all-male jury. They were acquitted. It was 23 white male jurors that acquitted them. The deliberations only took 67 minutes, and they said it probably would have been shorter, but they took a soda pop break. During that time, the uncle who risked his own life testified that, yes, it's him. These are the people that I saw come to the home and take him. Only months after they were acquitted of the crime in January 1956, they admitted to this. And they were protected by double jeopardy laws, and they told the whole entire story of how they kidnapped and killed Emmett Till to Look magazine for a mere $4,000. An arrest warrant was discovered in 2022 for Carolyn Bennett. The Till family demanded that the warrant be dated to 1955 and she should finally be served, but that never happened. A grand jury in 2022 declined to trial her for the crime. Finally, in 2022, Joe Biden signed the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act, which makes lynching, kidnapping, and other acts of federal hate crime. I wonder what took that long. What took that long to make this a crime? What took this long to make this a hate crime? What was done to Emmett Till is an injustice. And it's still an injustice, as no one was ever charged for his murder. A young mother had to say goodbye to the son that she knew and birthed and loved. She had to see his mutilated body. And the people that are held responsible got to live their life before cancer took over. To the family members of the Bryants, you have a voice. It's 2023. At some point, you should stop hiding and speak. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about what your family members done? Who are you? Where are you? There's not too many living remaining family members of Emmett Till or those that were present during the crime. But it's still time for one of you to speak. To the sons, although you're older in your 70s, why don't you speak? You lived a life in the shadows. Until next time, make sure to like, comment, follow, and subscribe. Rest, young Emmett Till, and condolences to the Till family.